There's a phrase we don't use anymore.
Yeah. Roller pud.
Roller pud. I think we can go ahead and I think we can get into the boss fight. Boss fight.
Yeah.
Which is mainly just a chase.
Yeah,
for
a little
the
hide
first...
and seek and chase. Yeah.
And then we get a fun, a really sweet. Then we get like they eventually run out of real estate, and Corey Haim decides to hide because Griffin is caught up with him. I mean, Gary Lee is caught up with him, and he does this really fun pole drop kick move.
I like that. Yeah, I like that coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun. Little grabbing on, swinging around, and just nailing Gary Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of, I mean, they really are rollerboys. They're 70% of this movie takes place on rollerblades.
Yeah.
I guess. So we get this not a lot of hand to hand, and it's over pretty quick. That Griffin sort of overcomes Gary Lee, and Gary Lee is like, "You better kill me, Griffin." And Gary Lee's up front, man. He's like, "I'm going to keep coming if you don't kill me.
Right.
Nothing you can do to stop me."
Yeah.
Knocks him out. He tries to stab him, but Corey Haim knocks him out. And that's kind of it. Did I miss anything in that?
No, you didn't. And what I wanted to add to that's exactly, that's all of it. You know, Gary Lee gets arrested, and we'll go over kind of the very, very end.
Yeah.
But in this, what, in your ideal mind, how would this have ended? Like, what is a scenario for you, how it would have ended? With the Gary Lee Griffin standoff, how do you think it could have gone?
Gosh. In my head, I think it would have been really cool if they both died.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And however that is, I don't know. Maybe they're like racing and Corey Haim grabs Gary Lee and they both roll into a fire or like an explosion.
Yeah.
Because then his brother and Speedbagger can go off and be free, and he's honored his point. Gary Lee's dead because he can't, he can't escape him. But of course, that would make Corey Haim a killer, and that can't really be the case.
Right.
But I don't know. That could have been cool for me. What do you think?
After the movie, I watched it again too, and I was just thinking, like, at first I thought, he should have just shot him, but then I agree with you too. That would have just changed his character completely, and it's not who he was. But if he does come at him at the end with Milty, and that's the reason why he has to, run him down too and stuff like that. And or is it with he's holding Milty hostage or Sarah?
Yeah,
it is Milty, not Stacy. Yeah, and if he would have like planted bombs on him or something and says, "Me and you have to race," I want to see like both those rollerblading skills, at work kind of thing.
I love it because we get to see it a little bit. They race and it's like first one to the gate or whatever.
Yeah, or like the detonator is at this point. First one there gets it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
so Milty this whole time is rigged with explosives.
Right. Yeah.
And Gary Lee's gonna race Griffin to the detonator.
Or I think even better and a little more sinister.
Yeah.
Would just be Milty is wearing this mask, and just all this mist is on his chest. So once the detonator's pushed, he just gets injected with all this mist, and he's going to be sterile. Or he's going to overdose or something like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
You get you get sort of the Dark Knight,
right?
Rachel conundrum, So you have to get there before the time. I like that a lot because then we get a really fun rollerblading chase where they're, blading up walls, jumping over barrels.
That's what I wanted to see a lot of too.
Yeah.
I
like that little speed mixed with the Dark Knight.
Right. A little airborne, but in a little they have to go down Devil's Backbone. to get to.
We get to the end, and it turns. I guess they were going to try to make this a series of movies because the sort of they ride off in the sunset in their dope ass camper.
Yeah, man, that's like something you would win off The Price is Right or something like that.
Like 92 Price is Right. You
Right.
win this. Speedbagger, Milty, Patricia Arquette's character, and Griffin are all in this trailer going out northwest, right? They're going
to Oregon. Yeah.
Oregon, yeah. And the whole time, just sloppy kissing.
Yeah, it is. It's just the same thing. Not paying attention to the road, just leaning over, just sloppy kisses, just wet liquid getting on the ground.
And Milty has all these great questions like, what the hell are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, are we going to clean up oil? I don't know. He was saying all sorts of stuff. But the whole time, just Corey and Patricia just hard kissing. And we find out, we cut to Griffin's cell, which he's decorated with spray paint.
Gary Lee's cell.
Yeah, thank you. Gary Lee's cell, and he has his accountant in there with his laptop. He set up shop.
Just these fumes from the spray paint that he's
it must be rough in there, right?
Got him.
And what's even more wild is you should see his jail cell. I mean, it's decorated like a scene from Scarface, like a club scene. Yeah. It's just airbrushed to hell. And he's in a white linen suit that has no paint on it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It is.
And he's like, I want to extend our reach out west. He's like, okay. Why do you want to do that? He's like, because that's where he's going.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you say, Gary Lee. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you say, Mr. Lee. Yeah. What a terrible actor he was. I didn't think the kid was that great. The lines weren't great for him, but I don't think he pulled it off either.
No, I don't think so, yeah. I wanted to do one thing, backtrack to, do you remember the joke that he tells with the Polish guy? Hey, what did the Polish guy say after his honeymoon? I should have porked her.
I love that one.
Did you? I just thought of, like, watching that. I thought of, like, a young Adam trying to tell that joke at school, like, the next day, and like that was his. Hey, you hear this joke that I heard about or something?
No, I don't think I ever retold that joke. I'm trying to think if there's ever a movie I did that with when I went back and like told a joke like I wrote it. Yeah. I remember after I saw Drop Dead Fred, I tried to pretend like I had an imaginary friend named Drop Dead Fred, like no one else would have seen that movie. But no, I didn't do that for this movie. I just wrote this movie, Yeah. I put the blades on my feet, Marcus.
There you go.
Put the blades on my feet.
That's what it was meant
to be. Leonard Maltin gave this 2.5 out of 4 stars. He said it was unnecessarily violent, which I guess it is, but I don't know if it is. I mean, the gang wars are violent, but they're not like crazy violent.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's besides Bullwinkle's death and the initiation, there's not really many up close shots. I mean, at the end too with the trailer, but
I guess they think of the mass shootings and the gang roll up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If I had to guess a body count, I bet it'd be around 30.
Yeah, I would say so.
With the B-13s and the Rollerboys, and I mean Gary Lee's done some vile stuff, man.
He does. And
he never gets his comeuppance. He just kind of walks away scot-free.
Yeah, he does. Like that's the big thing too, is that there's no payment that he has, there's nothing that he gets in retribution for what he's done in this whole thing. Nothing. No.
Yeah. So that, on a down note, that's Prayer of the Rollerboys. Once again, a much more racist movie than I remember it ever being as a kid. I was just so focused on the rollerblading that it's all I cared about. But in a way, this movie broke my arm.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. It's just broken arm. Who do you think would win in a race? The Rollerboys or the airborne Cincinnati kids?
Mitchell Goosen?
Yeah. Not even Mitchell Goosen. Take out Mitchell. Well, maybe you can add Mitchell Goosen in it, but Jack Black, the Mexican hockey player, the
the twins and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that it's the crew that ends up racing the villains, right?
Right.
So it's the final crew of Devil's Backbone.
Okay.
So it is Mitchell Goosen. It is the twins. Yeah. It is the speed demon Mexican character.
Yeah. Jack Black's there too.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jack Black and Seth Green are there too.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'd be hard pressed to see Mitchell Goosen lose, man.
Yeah, I would too. I mean,
I'm sure there'd be some dirty tactics.
Yeah, if it's a fair without gunfire and knife and anything else too, right. I could definitely see Mitchell winning that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it would come close. It would come close, depending on.
I think it would.
Yeah. Depending on where they raced at, they would have to come to a neutral site.
Yeah, it couldn't be Devil's Backbone because they have the home field advantage.
Right.
It couldn't be the warehouses because Corey knows those too much now. But I think it'd be a fun race to see.
Yeah.
So that was Prayer of the Rollerboys, and I think you should watch it. I think this movie deserves a rewatch. I think it's sort of a forgotten of the time movie that is in many ways better than it has any right to be, and in some ways lives up to exactly what you'd expect it to be. But I enjoyed rewatching it. How'd you feel about it, Marcus?
Yeah, I wish that I could have seen it when I was 11 years old, and it would have been a lot of fun. It was still a lot of fun now, just because now it's kind of like, whoa, that's some heavy shit kind of thing.
Did it make you want to go buy rollerblades?
A little bit. It made me wanted to go rollerblade again. Yeah,
you have a great parking lot.
I do.
Right outside your apartment.
Yeah. It would be nice.
Maybe we could really get going. Maybe we could bullets, bourbon, and rollerblading.
We go to Goodwill. We find a couple of right-footed rollerblades.
So this movie sort of didn't really have any karate, but it did have plenty of bullets, and we brought the Canadian equivalent of bourbon.
Yeah, thank you, Canadian Mist.
That's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time. I'm Adam Archer.
I'm Mark Hall.
And this was Bullets,
Bourbon,
and Karate. Day of the roll.
Rollerboys rule. Rollerboys rule.
Rollerboys rule. Rollerboys rule.